backgrounds, but the lovely Vivian want to answer home and hear your questions. We'll let Coach get settled. I think Vivian's just getting some training in the training room, so she'll be in a second. But Sean, do you want to kick us off?
Sure.
Yeah.
Coach, this team has shown the ability to beat top 25 teams. It has shown the ability to be competitive in any game that it's in. What is it that it's lacking right now? Is it something that is just health matters, or is it just putting it all together in one shot for it to be consistent?
Yeah. Really good question. And I appreciate the fact that, it's recognizable that these kids have the ability to compete at that level. And I think what we have seen, and I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses, I think what we have seen is that we have an inconsistent roster, right? I mean, whether it's illness, health issues, whatever it may be. And that's hard. It's hard when you're trying to get into a flow. However, what I do really like that this team is doing is that it doesn't matter who is on the floor. They've been competitive. I think we get over the hump when we're all together and have our entire roster available. I mean, I think you saw that the last time we played Texas, which I believe is the only game we've had a full roster available. But with that being said, we're still so close, even when we have some injuries, even when we have some illnesses, whatever it might be. I do think that it's a lack of, not necessarily togetherness, because this group is really tight, but I think it is a little bit of a lack of chemistry that is only built over time. And the fact that our lineups and our, whatever has to change so much, it's hard to develop that chemistry to be able to withstand the Big 12 and their tough runs. I mean, let's just call it like it is. I mean, this is a grind, and we've got a lot of new kids really battling and trying to figure it out. And that's what I appreciate about them so much is I get their best effort every time we step out on the floor, and that's all we can ask for right now. But I do believe that when they figure it out together and really put it together for 40 minutes, that we still have every opportunity to win ball games.
Talk about the heart that you are seeing from this team and being able to, not let runs by other teams come together and being able to fight back and get it to games where you're tied with Baylor and you get it. You just need that little push.
Yeah, we need some things to go right for us, right? We need a little bit of good fortune to happen for us. Maybe it's during those runs, maybe it's off the court, maybe it's in the, just with our health or whatever. But that's the thing that as a coach, if you have great hearts and if you have, kids that will go to war for you and they still believe, they still have great attitudes, that type of thing, gosh, there's so much that can happen. And that's what I love about them. And that's how I see our culture changing, is that we have kids that are still battling. They're not making excuses. They still believe they can win. And they want to continue to compete and try to get wins, whereas I think when you're not building when your culture's struggling, you can implode. And that's not happening with us. I mean, I think that our seniors are leading us well. I mean, I think you see Vivian Gray playing some of her best basketball right now. Taylor Thomas is playing some of her best basketball right now. We're trying to get Lexi healthy so that she can help us do that as well. And we've just got to, have those other pieces rise up as well with the same urgency. And I think they are. But the best thing I can say about this group is no matter who we're playing, we are going to be in the fight.
Last one for me. Speaking of injuries, what do you have on Lexi, Hattie, and the rest of the team?
Yeah, we're beat up. We're definitely beat up. I was hoping that this last week that we were able to recover and heal a little bit from that. And we have in some areas, and we've probably gotten worse in some other areas. I'm hopeful that Lexi will be available and ready to play. Bree is still struggling on and off with her injury, and Hattie's injury is becoming an issue. So it's going to be tough. I think that we're very day to day.
Coach, in the press conference last Saturday against Kansas State, you described Vivian as the best two-way player in the nation. How important is it to show how great she is offensively, but her defense, how important is that in Big 12 play?
Well, I think it's important for a number of reasons. I mean, number one, we've got to have some defensive stoppers. So she really does have to play well for us on the defensive end. Just because our lack of ability to defend some better athletes. So we need her, Taylor, Ella, Bryn, we need them to step up a little bit more on the defensive end and really provide us some resistance on the defensive end. But for Vivian, I think it's important for people to acknowledge and to see and to recognize how talented she is and how hard she plays on the defensive end and how many different positions she defends for us. I mean, I could say the same about Taylor too. We have them guarding we have Vivian guarding her position, which is, a power forward, a three player. We have her guarding a post player at times. Sometimes she has to guard the point guard for us. And the fact that she can do all those things, I think, is really important for people at the next level to see, because I think that's what is so great about her game, is that she's not only a great player, but she is a great practice player. She comes with it every day. She puts forth tremendous effort on both ends of the floor, and you don't see that very often.
Shantae also had a really good game for you guys on Saturday.
She did.
How has it been to see her development so far this year?
I've been really, really pleased, and it's been great to watch her confidence just grow and grow and grow. I think she really went through some adversity in the fall, health-wise, just freshman-wise. I mean, freshman year is tough. I think she really battled mentally, like, oh, can I do this? Can I not? And whatever happened, whatever switch flipped on, she figured out that, hey, I can compete at this level, and I need to bring what I can. And that's what I think is phenomenal about Shantae, and kind of the story that you want told for her and for every freshman is figure out your role. And the sooner that you figure out your role, the more productive you're going to be. And I think Shantae really figured that out. I think she quit worrying about how many minutes it was and started really focusing on the quality of minutes that she provided for us. And as a result, she has seen those minutes grow. And I'm just super proud of her, and her future is really bright.
And okay, round 2 with Texas, this time at your house. So what would be a couple keys to success for you guys tomorrow night?
Well, no doubt. I mean, anytime you play Texas, no matter where you play, you've got to handle their pressure. I mean, that's their signature, ingredient is that they press full court, 94 feet for the entire game. And we are going to have to withstand that. We cannot have as many turnovers as we even had last time and still be successful. We have to make sure that we don't turn the ball over for points. So live turnovers are really, really important that we not have. I think we're going to have to control the glass. We did that last time. It will be a challenge this time. We will have to really battle and be physically and mentally strong on the inside. And we're going to have to slow down their transition. I think they're playing a lot faster, trying to get the ball up and down the court a little bit. So our transition defense is going to have to be key.
Coach, how much do you take away? I know it was over a month ago that you did play them, but how much do you take away from that game on what you learned about their roster, or is it more so just watching their past few games?
I think you definitely have to go back recently and watch what they're doing, because every team is evolving and coming into their own in February and trying to play their best basketball. So everybody's tweaking, their offense, their defense, their lineups, whatever it may be. What we have to take from the last time we played them is the confidence that we played with from the tip, and that we believe that we can beat teams like that. And I think it's going to be a bigger challenge, even though it's at home. It's still going to be a bigger challenge because obviously they're going to be a little more focused. They're going to have a little bit more of a mindset to beat us here. But our kids are, and both teams are coming off losses and consecutive losses, and I think that's a difficult mindset to overcome. But I know that our kids will rise up and just take from that last game that we played against them just the confidence that we played with and the sheer ability that we did beat them, so we have an opportunity to do it again.
What areas have you seen your team grow, I guess, the most since that last meetup with him?
I know the win-loss column or the win column doesn't necessarily show it, but really confidence. I mean, I think that we've had some other players step up and play well. gone down to the wire with every team that we've played, with the exception of Iowa State. And I think that we just realized that we can execute our offense a lot better. I do feel like we're getting a lot better shots, a lot better flow to our offensive game. And then defensively, we've just got to eliminate the really easy shots that teams are getting against us that are really the difference in the game.
Steven?
Coach, obviously, everything that happened with the scores table when y'all were in Austin, just how do you expect your interactions with Coach Schaefer to go tomorrow?
Oh, I haven't even given it should be professional. I mean, it was professional afterwards. It should be professional now. That's in the past. That was whatever it was. And now we've got a game to play here.
Have you talked to him since that game?
No.
Anything else?
You mentioned that Vivian's been playing well down the stretch and all year recently. How would you comment on her game so far, especially with this being her last year and going into this next game?
You know, what I have really admired about Vivian this year, and particularly the last probably week or so, couple of weeks, is that she really has persevered through what I would say is a really difficult senior year, and one that she wasn't expecting to have. You know, I know that she had worked so hard in the off season and was really excited about starting the year off well, and and then I think missed 8 games, and which was not in any of our plans. But I think that she has really developed a different focus over the last couple of weeks. I think that her urgency is really on point for a senior. And I think that she is just playing with a great amount of confidence and poise, not only for herself, but for her teammates. I think that she's trusting the offense and the positions that we're getting her the ball in. I think she's being really efficient with her shot selection. She's always been a high volume shooter, but now what you're seeing her do is being really efficient and taking high quality shots and scoring them. And so her shooting percentage has been outstanding over the last couple of games. And I just think that you're seeing a Warriors mentality. She's willing to put her team on her back. She doesn't think she has to do it all, but yet she's doing it all because it's just what the game is bringing to her. She's playing great defense. She's rebounding at a higher level. She's knocking down shots, being really poised at the free throw line, and just really giving us a great overall performance.
Coach, tomorrow's for you guys. You guys doing a National Girls and Women in Sports Day celebration before the game. How awesome is it for you guys to go out there in the community and really inspire the next generation of girls and women in sport?
That's really what Lady Raider basketball is to me, is a platform for us to give the young girls, not only in this community, in this area, which I think is huge, but just for across the state and across the nation, that we want to inspire them, and we want to be great role models for them. We want to show them what they can do, that sports provides them, what they can do in sports, and what sports does for them. Is it gives them confidence, it gives them courage, it makes them be able to handle adversity. They have an opportunity to really reflect and inspire others. And that's what I feel like Lady Raider basketball has always been about, and that's what we want it to return to. What I really love about what we're doing tomorrow is it's not just about Lady Raider basketball. Our softball team, our volleyball team, our track team, our soccer team, tennis, golf, all of them are involved in this clinic. All of them are involved in this celebration. And that's what I think is so special about Texas Tech, and particularly West Texas, is that we really value young girls and women in sports, and I think it's a great platform for tomorrow.
Coach, obviously a lot was made about, last Tuesday with the men's basketball program wearing black, all that kind of stuff. I know you've kind of talked about maybe getting that environment for one of your games. Just talk about, fans coming out and what they can expect, and, what the goal is, and, what the team's going to be doing for tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, it's definitely been a Texas week, right? I mean, since last Tuesday, that was incredible what we witnessed, and how well our men played, but also just how our university and our student body and our Red Raider Nation responded to that challenge. And my message to our girls and my message to Lady Raider Nation, Red Raider Nation, is that that can happen for both teams, right? And that it has before. I mean, I've played in front of sellout crowds when we were playing Texas, when we were playing other teams for a women's game. And, I think that the same rivalry is there. I think that the same atmosphere can be there. This is, getting close to some of the last times that we'll play Texas on a regular basis because of their move to the SEC. So, tomorrow is blackout for our game as well for us, and so we want everyone to wear black and have that same environment. But I just think it's an opportunity for our community and our university, our students, to show up again and just say, it's not just for, when somebody happens to come to town. It's every time the Lady Raiders or the Red Raiders step on the court. This is the environment and the atmosphere that you're walking into.
Do you have anything else for Coach before we bring on Vivian? Alrighty, guys. Coach, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yes, just a friendly reminder, we are encouraging fans to wear black tomorrow, and the team will be wearing black as well. Thank you, Coach. You're welcome. All right, we've got Vivian. Obviously for Vivian, on Saturday, 36 points, 2 off her career high, and now she is 68 points away from 2,000 for her Division I career, including obviously Oklahoma State as well as us. So we'll open up the floor for questions for Vivian. Just raise your hand and we'll pass along the microphone. Sean, do you want to kick this off? Sure.
Vivian, how has this team come together with all the injuries? You faced and beat top 25 teams. Talk about how this team doesn't have any quit in them.
Well, I think that adversity can either make people, go apart and change really the culture of the team, or it can bring people together. And I think that we've tried really hard to bring our team together and fight through adversity together and not by ourselves. So that's really been a big deal for us, and just coming closer as a team. So I think that's really helped us try to get through all the, injuries and everything like that. But when we play top 25 teams, I think our intensity is really, really high. We play hard, play with a lot of energy, and we play together, and that's when we have success.
What do you have to say to Lady Raider Nation in advance of this big game versus Texas?
Please come. Please come. Bring the energy. Wear black. We need our fan support. It's going to be a huge game. I know that Texas is not happy with us, so it's going to be a really good environment, and we're going to play our hardest, so hopefully they come out and support.
Last one for me. As you approach 2,000 points, when you do finally cross over that number, what does 2,000 points mean to you?
Well, I didn't know that I was that close until yesterday, so it is pretty cool. I don't think it necessarily means something specific to me. I just think it's just an awesome stat, and it's going to mean a lot to me once I finally, reach that goal. It's not, it's on my mind, but it's not in the forefront of it. So I want to win games, want to help the team. So that's really my focus right now.
So there's not a countdown?
There's not a countdown. I didn't know about it until yesterday.
Vivian, I asked this to Coach. Tomorrow you guys are putting on a clinic for National Girls and Women in Sports Day, and you guys are getting a bunch of other teams involved. To you, as someone who's been here for 2 years and a pillar of the Lady Raider community, so how awesome is it to inspire the next generation of girls in sport?
It's awesome, and I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited for tomorrow, and I think it's awesome that there's so many teams getting involved. And what I really think is cool about Texas Tech is, so when I was at Oklahoma State, I didn't really know the other teams quite as well, but at Tech, I've gotten to know the volleyball team and really talked to them a lot, and they're great girls, and it's awesome that we got to spend this day with them and inspire the next generation. So it's just really exciting, and I hope everybody has fun.
And I also asked this to Coach as well. Shantae had a really good game on Saturday. To you as a senior, you've been here doing this for a little bit, to see her kind of develop into that freshman potential, what does that mean?
I mean, she's doing great. I'm really proud of her. She's shown a lot of confidence, and that's really hard for a freshman to come out in big games like that and hit huge shots. She hit huge shots, so I'm really proud of her, and she works hard every day in practice, and she really knows her role, and she's not going to shy away from it, and she's going to do what the team needs her to do. So she's been doing awesome. She has unlimited potential.
Great.
Vivian, Coach said you're playing your best basketball right now, which is evident by the stat sheet. But does it feel like it's just coming to you right now and you're just in the best stretch?
You know, what's really been hard for me is trying to get past my injuries and trying to get back into the flow of my game and finding my game again after being out for so long and just so choppy. But I think that I'm finally finding my rhythm again and really getting back into it. So, yeah, hopefully it keeps getting better.
What's your message to the team after, obviously, you have a great outing like that, but still, I know you're a competitor, it's still frustrating to have a loss. What do you kind of tell the other girls as a leader of the team?
Well, it's really just keeping them inspired, not trying to get down. We've lost quite a few in a row, so trying to keep the spirits high and the energy high and just keep the team together is really the most important thing right now to try to be successful in the future.
And then what can you take away from the last time you played Texas? I know it was over a month ago, but what do you take away from that game that y'all can use to your benefit tomorrow?
Our energy and our intensity. I mean, we played really hard that game, and that's going to be the most important thing for tomorrow, and playing together and helping each other score is going to be really difficult. You know, their pressure defense is great. So helping each other and, keeping the energy high, playing hard.
Do you have anything else for Vivian? Steven?
Yeah, Vivian, just, the rivalry with Texas, what is the energy like when you're getting ready to play that specific team?
It's intense. It's definitely intense. The rivalry is there. It's evident, especially after beating them at their arena. You know, I can feel that they want to beat us really bad, and we want to beat them, obviously. So, I mean, our practices are intense, our film is intense, and just trying to stay inspired for that. So.
Anything else for Vivian?
Yeah, like you stated, you're a few points away from 2,000. You're just coming off big games. You're playing really well down the stretch. What goes through your mind, this being your last year, ever going out and putting up big numbers?
You know, I honestly try not to think about it. I'm not going to lie. It is kind of a lot of pressure, so trying to not focus on that and focus more on the team is what helps me. I didn't know I had 36 in that game. I was just playing well, I guess, and I didn't really notice it. So just trying to put the team on my back and try to get some more wins and trying not to focus on the points quite as much.
Like y'all stated, Texas coming in, y'all beat them at their place. They're coming with a chip on their shoulder. How do y'all need to come in, or what do you feel like your team needs to come in and do to maintain?
We need to attack them. Yeah, we can't play scared. We can't play timid. We need to attack and really take it to them. I think that's going to be the most important thing for us, and buckling down on the defensive end and blocking out.
Anything else for Vivian? All right, Vivian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.